In this video, we are going to do problem number 34, S triangle. All right, so I have it downloaded and opened up in Racket, so let's just go down here and look for problem A. Problem A says, design the function S triangle that produces an image of a Sierpinski triangle, which looks like the ASCII sketch below. All right, so it's going to look something like this. All right, the animation of how this function works is in this URL, so we can just copy and paste this and open it up. So we start with a smallest triangle, and then that build ups to a Sierpinski triangle, and then we use that as the building block for all these other ones, right? So this becomes a building block, like so, to build this whole image. So start off with a regular triangle, build a Sierpinski triangle. After we're done with that, we use that as a building block to build all the other ones, and then that becomes a building block, and then that becomes a building block for all the other triangles. All right. So let's say we want a Sierpinski triangle of 400. All right. This is going to be the black box over here that highlights all these triangles. That's going to be the building block. So for this one, we can see that it's composed of this. It's pretty much this composed 3 times, right? Like so. And in order for this one to be generated, we have to generate all these smaller ones inside this triangle, right? So that's going to generate the ones for 200. And the one for 200 is the one built from 100, right? So it's going to be built from these ones. So we can see a 3 here. And then the one for 100 is the one built from these 50s, from a 51, like so. All right. All the way until the last one, which is the smallest triangle. And yeah. All right, so it's kind of hard to explain, but nonetheless. The basic building block for a single equilateral triangle. The basic building block is a single equilateral triangle. The generative step is to place 2 more triangles of half the side length, one beside and one above, to make our first Sierpinski triangle. So this is the first smallest version of it, which themselves would try to generate smaller ones and so forth until it hits the basic building block, thus building this first one. All right, and this is what it looks like. We went over that. This is a generative recursion problem, so it will help you to answer these questions. So like so. Use the stepper to see how this works mechanically when you're done writing this function. All right, so pause the video and try to do this on your own. I'm going over spoilers in 3, 2, and 1. All right, I'm assuming that you guys took a good swing at it. Now let's go over it together. So signature S triangle consumes a number and produces an image. So %image. All right. Now comes the purpose. That's kind of a little hard to come up with, to be honest, but you have to write the generative step. So generative creates a Sierpinski triangle of size of the given side by generating 1 for side divided by 2 and placing a copy above 2 besided triangles. All right. So I know the signature ahead of time. If you struggle writing the signature, it's fine, right? These fractal problems are kind of a bit hard. They require a lot of domain knowledge, but nonetheless, just keep moving forward. Signature, purpose. So stub this out to find S triangle. And then the side, we're going to be given a side and we have to produce an image. So we can just use an empty image for now. All right, now comes the test. So check expect S triangle. All right, so at some point, looking at this diagram over here, at some point a triangle becomes so small that it's going to become the basic building block, right? If it becomes like infinitely small, it's just going to become a pixel. So we have to hard stop and declare a limit. All right, so let's just declare a limit. We'll define limit as 20 side length in pixels. All right, minimum. All right, so given the limit, we're just going to produce a single triangle given this diagram over here, as you can see. So it's going to be triangle limit and then outline red. All right, now let's do the generative step. All right, so this is going to be 2 times limit. All right, if we have a triangle that's 2 times the limit, we're going to be producing this triangle over here. Okay, so we want to produce this as the basic building block. All right, so we have this basic building block. And for this one, you want to do a beside. I'm going to clear the screen from the drawing over here. And do this one like so. Then do an above here to get a triangle. To get this basic building block, this one over here. All right, so I'm going to run this. And it looks like the test failed, but that's fine. All right, so given this, all right, we see some repetition here. This, and this are all the same. So we can factor it out into a local. So local, all right, we're going to define half sized, and then this is going to be this. All right, and then inside this, we can just put this local there, like so. And everywhere we see this limit, then we can just replace it with half-sized. So there, and then here, and here. All right. Like so. All right, so still the same result, but nonetheless. All right, so this kind of gives us a hint as to what we need to do. We're going to need a local, and this only builds this first block, right? If we have more, we want to keep building half-sized triangles, right? Because they're going to be the building blocks for all the other ones. So it kind of indicates that we're going to need a recursive call. This is going to be the recursive call, right? But nonetheless, let's just keep going. So we know that this is going to be a generative recursion problem, and the template for that looks something like, if I go to the website over here, like so, and then generative recursion, it's going to look something like this. All right, something like this. So I'm just going to leave that commented out. And let's just actually template this as triangle side. So we know that we're going to need a cond. That can be replaced with an if, but let's just do a cond here. All right, so we're going to have some trivial case. What is the trivial case? Right? Well, it's when it hits the limit, right? This test over here. So if it's equal to the limit, less than or equal to the limit, and the given side is less than or equal to the limit, then we're just going to reduce this triangle. All right? Otherwise, given this set here, says that we need a local where we're going to do a recursive call, because this is a generative recursion problem, so there is a recursive call over here. All right, there is recursion. So define half-sized. All right, so how do we get to this triangle from here? Well, we want to call this function again as triangle, but we want to decrease towards this limit, right? So we're going to divide by 2, this side length by 2. Also, that's what the problem statement says, all right? It says to generate the triangles by placing the half size length. So we have to have it every time. So like so. And what to do an above here. So after we reach the base case, we want to do an above with the half-sized. And then beside, half-sized, half-sized. All right, Control-I to reindent and run this code. And we see that both tests do pass. So just run this code, side as triangle. If we give it the limit, we get back the triangle back, of course. If we give it the limit times 2, limit 2, we get this basic building block. And if we do a third one, then it's going to use this building block to build the one for this one, all right? So basically here, we're trusting this recursion, all right? So like so, we're trusting that this comes back with this, and then we're going to use that as a building block for this, okay? So this, again, it's kind of a difficult problem to explain, but you identify the most basic building block as your base case. And once it hits the limit, that's going to be the building block for this fundamental unit, right? And then this one eventually is going to unwind and then take this and build this other one, right? So remember what I said about the function unwinding? let me see over here. Where is it? It's way down here. Stack, right? All right, the stack. So visualizing the stack, right? The stack builds up and then it unwinds, going back down. All right. So essentially what we have to do is we have to trust this recursive call over here to build all these smaller triangles. And then this code over here will sort of combine this like so. Again, it requires domain knowledge, but if you're in a school setting, just identify the basic building block, do a recursive call and store it as the half size, and also make sure that you're getting the recursive call is actually calling itself with a smaller version, a smaller number, smaller input, such that it eventually hits the base case. And then combine it together to build the first fundamental unit, which is this. And then trust that as it unwinds, it's going to take that and build all the other ones, right? Like this image here, this image here. All right, we start with 400, but this executes last, right? Because we have to build all these other ones, right? The 201, and then the 101, and then the 51, and then the 25 one, and then the limit is 20, right? So this smallest triangle is 20, right? So this 400 executes first, but no, it gets called first, but it gets executed last. So it has to build the 200 ones, and then 100 ones, and then 51, and then 25 ones. So this 25 triangle, right? It gets built first, right? This gets built first, rendered first, and then this second, and then third, and then fourth. And then as we go along, it builds these triangles back up. Kind of hard to explain, but I recommend you guys use the stepper because this was confusing for me too. All right, so you can use the stepper to analyze this. So we can just grab, coming out these two actually. And we can use the stepper. So S triangle, sorry for the background noise, times 3 limit. All right, so there we go. S triangle, like so. We're going to step through this, and you can see the execution like so. Right, eventually it's limit, and then it's going to be used to build the first triangle, like this one over here. Then this one is going to be used to build the other ones, right? So this becomes this, and this is going to be replaced like so. So you can see the building. Anyways, that is pretty much it for this video. I know it's a bit hard, but yeah, that's fractals in a nutshell. All right.